Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick video on how to use PyCharm's debugger with Modo 701's new implementation of Python. I have a fresh installation of PyCharm open here and 701 open on the left. After installing PyCharm, the first thing you're going to want to do is to create a PyCharm debugger profile for Modo 701. You can do that by going up to Run, Edit Configuration, hitting the plus sign, and choosing Python Remote Debug. Go ahead and give your new profile a name. And for the sake of brevity, just leave these checkboxes on or off. Leave share off, single instance only, turn that on. Redirect output to console, you can leave that on. And suspend after connect, go ahead and turn that off. Local host name, leave that local host. And port can be anything that's available on your machine. I chose 7720. And I'm going to go ahead and click apply. Click OK. And now on PyCharm's main menu, you can actually see your new profile automatically selected. In order to connect Modo 701 with PyCharm, we need to install PyCharm's debugger module into Modo scripts directory. I have PyCharm's installation folder copied here, PyCharm 271. This will change depending on the version you've installed. Inside its install folder, it'll have a helpers folder. The helpers folder is where it copies all of its default modules, in particular, its debugger. I have that directory open here, the same one that's shown here. Inside the helpers folder, the file that you want is pydev. Go ahead and select that and hit copy. Now over in Modo, go up to System, Open User Scripts folder. This, by default, is where Modo and its Python looks for any modules. You could redirect Modo to look to additional directories, but for the sake of not having to do that, you can put this into this folder and you don't have to tell Modo where to find it. I've gone ahead and hit paste, and now pydev is located in Modo scripts folder. So now, the next thing you can do is, or the next thing you're going to want to do is connect Modo to PyCharm's debugger. I'm going to go ahead and open up a script interface in Modo. Switch the interface over to Python. And go ahead and turn this last box on. Automatically refocus command entry. That will stop Modo from deselecting this window every time you hit a new command. Switch it over to results, and this will print any Python output into this window as we're working. Now that we have that, in order to open up PyCharm's listener, you click this little bug on the icon right here, and it links to this profile. The only one we have, and the one that we have selected is the Modo one. And you can click this bug, or you could also click Run Debug Modo 701. I'm going to click that, and PyCharm's listener opens up and says waiting for connection. Once you open that up, switch back over to Modo and enter this code. And this is provided on the Modo Forum Post that goes along with this video. I've imported the debugger module, and the second line executes it and tells it to connect to port 7720 with the appropriate settings. There we go. Connected to PyDev debugger. So Modo 701 is now connected to PyCharm. I'm going to hop over to my test file.py, and this just happens to be another Python file located inside Modo script directory. I'm going to go ahead and import my test file. There we go. Now, the code that I have inside my module is tucked inside of a function. So once I imported it, it didn't actually execute anything because the actual code is inside of a function. The only thing it did was import Modo's default LX module. All it does is it prints out start. When it's done, it prints end. It stores Modo's.lx modules into a variable. Dir basically just lists all of the modules that exist inside of something, so it's a good way to query what's available inside of a module. And then it prints it inside Modo, and then it prints end when it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and just set a breakpoint on that line. I'm going to hop back over here and execute my function, myTestFile.myTestFunction. There we go. And it took once or twice. Modo is now halted, as you can tell by the hourglass. And over here, the debugger has kicked in, and you can see the variable that I am storing the list of LX objects in, and those are the values of that module. You can go ahead and walk through line by line. There's not too many lines here. Go ahead and click plus to complete execution, and there we go. Modo is now free again. The debugger is let go, and you are free to modify your code and set breakpoints and continue working. So I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.